So
I'm just trying to see on the YouTube thing. I'm just like right here. Oh yeah, there's a delay. Oh my bad. Oh, all right. So hey everyone, this is DJ Dean Thap 2.0. We're actually having our first pretty much um meeting up. This is the first time we actually all meet up. So I'm gonna go ahead and have everyone introduce themselves. So Savannah's gonna take over, and then I'm gonna sit in the back.
hi everybody. My name is Savannah. If you did not know, if you haven't been keeping an eye on DJ Deanthop's Instagram, I am a senior at Texas Women's University. I'm a member of Sigma Delta Lambda Sorority Incorporated, and what's something else? I'm an education major, and yeah, that's pretty much it about me.
Hi, my name is Joanne. I'm from Sigma Lambda Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I'm a sophomore right now. I'm trying to go into the nursing school, hopefully in the spring of 2023.
Yeah. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm a girl. I'm from Delta Alpha Sigma Multicultural Sorority Incorporated, and I'm a senior.
I love you, little.
Gotta share the love.
So pretty much you guys see the comments too or what?
Yes, I just saw that.
Snaps. Okay, we're testing a lot of different things, and Savannah, you can click on the show, right? The comment. You could click the comment on the right, and then say show. There you go. See, there you go. Watch out now. So we get the first.
This one, I'll do yours that you put.
That's fine. But yeah, we're basically testing a lot of different things. So don't mind us. They were actually just talking to each other because I just wanted to get it going on that part. But yeah, so the first thing is, of course, I wanted to know, like, so we'll go through each person and say, so why did you guys want to do the co-host for the podcast?
Ooh. Who wants to go first? Okay, I'll go first. Don't worry about it. So I wanted. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned this in any of the videos that like were posted or anything, but I've always been the person that's like, we should have a podcast, we should have this, we should have a YouTube channel, we should, like, my whole entire life since I was like 8 years old. And so recently, this past year, I've been starting to do like TikToks and stuff and kind of get into like the content creator stuff. And then whenever I saw that you put that you were looking for a co-host, I was like, this would be just something fun to do. So I was like, let me just try it, because we were at convention and I was like, DJ Dinthop's looking for a co-host for his podcast. Should I do it? And everyone was like, yeah, why not? So that was that, and now we're here.
All right, so who's next? Come on. Don't be nervous. You're going to have to talk to the guests, so be ready. So,
all right, I guess I could go next. Okay, I would say that I want to do the podcast. So first of all, like I like generally like talking with other people and like getting to know more about them. And I know DJ Dean Thap, we met up and we talked about a little bit more about the podcast, and he kind of convinced me, about like, he's like, you know what, this actually seems like, something cool. Like, I gotta jump outside my comfort zone and try this out. And I'm not tech savvy at all, bro. So I was like, you know what, podcast something new, and I get to meet also too like more Greeks. So that would be my wrap up of why like the podcast was like a good idea for me, or why I thought.
Well, for me, I want to try something new because usually I'm a person that doesn't like to get out of my comfort zone or just stay in there or just stay in the back. But I was like, you know what? Let me try something new that I haven't tried out before and meet a bunch of people, because that's one of my favorite things like I do for my job as well. Like I meet a bunch of people, help them out. So I was like, you know what? Let's try this out. It's something different, something new.
I love that we all have different like reasons of why we did it. Like, it's not all like cookie cutter.
I know, right? That was the reason. Like, I like the diversity within this group. But you know what's interesting too? We're not too far from each other, so
that's true.
So you guys can definitely meet up too. So don't be nervous, okay? But the next thing I wanted to talk about was well, pretty much what you guys been up to this summer. So like, I know a lot of people are doing a lot of different things. So whoever wants to go ahead and start first, and then we'll go get on that part.
Okay, I'll go first. So I am a busy body. Like, I don't know. I'm always constantly doing stuff, constantly working, constantly just going. So this summer I've been working for the city of Denton as a summer camp supervisor, and I have enjoyed it a lot. The summer camp I was at the past 2 years, I enjoyed it as well, but it was really far from Denton, and I didn't feel like making that continuing to make that drive. So I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone a little bit with that, and I'm glad I did because I enjoy all of my kids and like all of my stuff and everything. So yeah, and then I'm in two classes right now, and just kind of chilling out in Denton, saving up because I got some trips and stuff coming up soon.
I would say, what classes are you taking, real quick?
I'm in. I'm an education major, so let me put that out there first. I'm in a sociology class, like intro to sociology, and then infant and child development. Yeah, a lot of not fun classes, but I've learned a lot so far. So we'll see. What about y'all?
Do you want to go first this time?
Yeah, no, you're good. For right now, I'm trying to study for the T's. Hopefully, I get a passing grade for it or like a passing point average to go to the nursing program in Dallas. If not, I'll go back to Houston. That's where I'm originally from. Right now, I don't like work or anything. I did said earlier that I had an internship, but it was too far. So, like the gas mileage and everything didn't add up, and I'll basically be losing money out of it, even though it was a great opportunity. But I was like, you know what? Instead of doing that, I would study to do the T's. So mostly, I just hang out with my best friend and her family, and then just study for the T's or go to the gym. But that's it.
Nice. Okay, so I guess I'll go next. So right now, I today actually just finished my first summer one class, and it was this really fun called Coaching and Invasions game. And then I have like literally Saturday and Sunday, and then on Monday I start my anatomy and physiology too. So I'll be dying, but I'll be there. But yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing. So right now I'm just chilling right now with my family, but that's my plans.
And then for me, like basically getting this podcast going. So that was the main thing, and basically working. So I actually put a lot of focus into the podcast. So I'm excited for that part, but mostly just working, and then just trying to get everything ready because Greek events will start soon. That's next topic. What's pretty much are you guys involved in any Greek events right now? I do see people tabling. So I don't know if you guys are doing it because I know you guys are working or pretty much in a different city or anything else like that. But are you guys doing anything now?
Yes, I've been at the orientation sessions for TW. Like I said, I'm always busy. Like I get off of work at 6 and the orientation starts at 7. And it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy getting to meet all of the freshmen and kind of educating them. I mentioned on my like test run about the story of the girl who like threw up the Delta sign. I was like, oh my gosh. So it's just fun stories that I get from all these freshmen or incoming freshmen.
Well, personally for me, couldn't really do nothing since I'm all the way in Houston. And it's like Denton's like a 4-hour drive from here, so I can't really do nothing about it. But I know some of my sisters been going doing table A at TW as well, and they pretty much have so much fun. But I'm just pretty much doing nothing right now.
I know for us right now, so we have like a lot of planning going on, getting the committees and everything set up, and getting stuff ready for like recruitment and everything. That's kind of what we're doing right now.
Well, that's good. Like I said before, I pretty much follow it. I actually saw more of the TW. I don't know, more of that being posted than other organizations. I'm like, wow, they actually do it every month until like pretty much fall semester starts. So that's actually exciting. For you guys, like what year are you guys all in right now? If you guys want to go and just state out what year, so.
I am a senior this school year. I'm a super senior.
I'm a sophomore.
Senior.
There you go. We got like two seniors. Are you the two seniors? Are you graduating this school year, or is it still gonna be extended?
hopefully in May. Fingers crossed. Everybody pray for me, please. Right now.
Same, spring 2024.
Oh, DJ Dintap, going back to the work question, where like is content creating and like all of that, is that your main like job, or do you have like, or is this like your hobby and then you have like a career? That's kind of, you know.
So basically, what I'm doing, actually, it's not like a full time thing. It's more, I would say, it's a full time thing I want to do in the future. So I'm building up and working at the same time. With any business, like you said, you need like a budget. And actually, I can like just, but it'll be like one of those things. Like I'm at the age where it's like, you know what, I planning events too for myself to go out. So it's like I want to have fun, but pursue what I want to do. And
Mhm.
so, um, I think a lot of people don't realize that I most of the events I go to, I'm actually full time working, and then after work, I pretty much go to you guys' events. I've gone to pretty much all you guys' events, so and I just plan everything out. And but hopefully in the future, this is what I'm actually hoping to do full time is pretty much videos and content creation. Um, but it's very important just to know where you're at with for your finances and everything else like that. So hopefully one day, cross your fingers, this podcast does really well, and then you guys take over, and I just I just watch from behind whatever you guys need on my part. So, but no, it's just one of those things. Like it can happen. You never know. Like people start off with a podcast, and then the doing from a full-time job, and then actually become a creator full-time too. So
Yeah. Well, someone asked a question like what your main goal is, but I kind of had a question like before that. What got you into like wanting to make a podcast? Because you've had it,
oh,
no.
so this is interesting. So podcasts, I just like talking. I there okay, so like I would always go to these events. Like, okay, let's do a Greek event, Greek showcase, and everyone's so busy, like just getting ready, saying hi, but you don't really get to talk to them. And there were some events that I just wanted to talk to them afterwards, and a podcast was a great way for you just to sit down, relax, and talk about the whole Greek life experience. But podcasts are just great in every topic. You hear about crime stories or anything else like that. Any podcast really. So I actually like listening to it at work too. So for me, when I listened to when I was doing the podcast, it was very interesting and relaxing to actually hear that stuff. So, and for you guys, like I said, when we post these things, you can actually listen to yourself and see what you think about it. But it's honestly cool because let's say you wanted to talk to someone, but you were just like, "Oh, I don't know what to do," and you invite them to a podcast. Like you really get to know the person when you're actually listening to what they're saying and all the questions you're asking. So, but yeah, honestly, I wanted just to talk to them. Like I actually wanted to learn about a lot of different things. I think if you actually listen to my other podcasts, um, yeah, it was just one of those things I just wanted to find out. Hey, what made you want to start strolling? What made you want to join Greek life? All the different topics. Because when you go to these events, it's very hard to actually get a conversation in because everyone's like, "Oh, I can go on stage." It's like okay, well, that's fine. Like, but this part is really fun because then you actually get to know the details about everything. Like, so, but yeah, that's awesome question.
Mhm.
So what we can do? Let's go with the first question. And I'll Savannah, can you show it? Are you able to do that?
Yeah.
So I'll just be watching you guys, so you guys can answer these questions, and then if you guys want my input, just let me know. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
So go ahead.
this question's from Nathaniel Daniel. He said, "What is your main goal for the podcast at this time? I'd imagine over time it will evolve into something more." So, like DJ Deantop said, like he's kind of trying to cultivate like an online audience like for the podcast, and I think that once we get more viewers, he'll kind of like maybe take a step back and kind of let us co-host it a little bit more, and just kind of take over that way. But I think my main goal at least is to just get more like publicity, um, and yeah, more. what's the word? Recognition, not recognition. Anybody? No. Like, what's another word for like recognition? Like,
Recognize.
yeah. But yeah, just for us
But
to
we
get.
get, yeah, we get what you're saying on that part. No, but no, it's no, that's good though. Like the reason, okay, so the main goal for the podcast for with the co-hosts was for each, each co-host. Let me see if I'm pointing. Like, so for everyone to actually provide recognition for your organization, but for yourself too. But the main thing you'll start seeing is that like let's say you have someone that's coming into your college wanting to ask questions and they don't know where to go. This is a great place for them to ask questions. Like you never know. Like I said, for me, I've met someone who was right next to me, and then they joined Greek life at an event. You never know. Like you never know where someone's actually be there, and it's just great for all of you to actually get exposure. And to be honest, people have used these things to for their careers too. So hopefully this will help you guys and to do what you need to do in case you need to do like something on StreamYard or anything else like that. Because with COVID, a lot of people didn't know how to use like video camera, a microphone, and right now you're actually learning all the things about it. So, but the main goal for everything well, for the podcast was just to have you guys get some exposure, experience, and just enjoy it. To be honest, like if there's someone you guys want to talk to, we could DM them and see them, get them on the podcast. But there's so many things we could definitely do. But the main thing was just to get talking about Greek life in general.
Exposure. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go. She probably looked it up. You don't like recognize or what? Like, come
I was
on.
like, wait, it's the right word. Exposure.
Exposure, yeah. But no, that's what's gonna happen because it's gonna help you, especially if they know that you've done videos or podcasts before. Um, it's great because that means you have experience. You'll start noticing a lot of people do video chats a lot more, especially when COVID happened. This is what's happening, and then it's just a great place. One actually thing I wanted to do like is for this to be live, especially when you're studying. So like when you're studying and you're just like, oh, I just want to study, like and just chat with people. It's almost like a study session with all the Greek members together, and that I think that would be cool because then everyone's like together supporting each other and just talking about random things. So that would be something I would want you guys to do. So yeah, but that's some of the goals. So
And then this one actually came from my little. Well, she asked two different questions, but the first one was, "Who would you be inviting on the podcast once you find a co-host? Like one person from each org." And then she said, "Or is this podcast more about life and not as much Greek life related?"
So I can ask her. I can answer that one. So basically, we are going to invite people, especially in Greek life. It doesn't have to be Greek life. The only reason, like, all of us are in Greek life, but I want it to be a place where people who want to join Greek life or who have questions about Greek life, because I think the problem is we're not talking about MGC. A lot of people don't know what MGC is all about, and so that's the problem we're having is that, and which I want to resolve. It's like, okay, go to this podcast, go to a live session, ask us questions, because a lot of people don't understand, especially when I post these videos up. There are many messages where I'm like, oh, what is this? All this stuff. They get very confused, and that's why it's so important that we actually bring this subject up because that was another reason because people were like, oh, what is this? Why are they strolling? What's this all about? So that was the main component why I wanted to bring it out was so we can interview people from different sections, organizations that join Greek life that we don't really get to talk about. So, but you guys can answer that question too. So.
Yeah, I would like. I mean, I would say about the same thing. Like, just for a way, like maybe like a resource or something for kids, like people who are coming into college and stuff to kind of figure out a little bit more about college and like Greek life. Since like DJ Dean Thap said, like, like people have this. idea of like sorority life and all the things like that, and it's not what we are, and that's not like what we do. Um, so yeah, I'm interested into it. Hi, Camilla. I didn't even know you were on here. Sorry, we got another comment from one of my sisters. But yeah, I would
So
think
you
it
guys,
would be.
like I said before, anyone can jump in. One person, of course, could post the comment. I think Savannah's doing that, and then, but then, like, hopefully in the future, which I'll help set up with your equipment, is for you guys to be like each person take a chance to be a host. And
Mhm.
another thing that would be fun is like having your own segment, like you can talk about strolling. One person does a stroll, like talking about strolling. One person can talk about a TV show. You know what I mean? Like all the random things, because it just be one. I want it to be fun, and that's it. I just want it to be fun, a place where people can actually talk and just relax on that part. So
And then another question from Nathaniel Daniel. He said, DJ Dean, you mentioned eventually stepping back and allowing co hosts to handle the duties. More of an observation. You have a good a moderator voice. It would be quality long term.
I know, right? I'm telling you, these are the mic. Okay, so the microphones. Let me see if I have it. But no, there are microphones I'm getting you guys ready for to use, so that you sound like a moderator. So don't worry about that. So that's the reason, like, I'm preparing all you guys' equipment, so that you guys can actually have a microphone specifically for talking. It's very important, especially if they're listening to a podcast and they're only having the audio, so that they can actually listen to you guys. But right now, we'll get just getting started. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the comment.
And then this one came from Camilla. She said, question, are you interested in doing events with other orgs? I would say, yeah. What's the word? I feel like we all kind of partner up together a lot, especially like us and Joanne because we're at the same school. UTA, it's a little bit harder, but I know a lot of our sisters, like our older sisters, are really close with um, some members of DOS from like pre-COVID. So maybe post-COVID, we're able to kind of do some more events and stuff now that we're kind of getting out of it.
Okay, I'll add to that. I would say definitely yes. I feel like, kind of add also to like, the whole thing about like Greek unity type thing. Although we are all different sororities, or different fraternities out there, like I think it's good to network and, to do events with other people. So I think too, you can always like jump off of different ideas of, doing, a social or a community service event, like the more people, the better impact. So I say definitely yes.
No, to be honest, I really want to do one of those things because I feel like you get connected with other people's orgs and figure out things that you never knew about, or like questions that you're like, hey, like what has happened, or it's like how you guys gonna like be more friends, and then internally you guys hang out, like not like through social media or like social, like you guys hang out by yourselves and you like connect with each other. Like I want to do that, hopefully doing with other orgs.
Oh my gosh, there is an idea. This is like me, like just I think that we should have like cuz I know that the D9 have a Greek picnic in Dallas, but I feel like there should be like an MGC one. I feel like it would be so fun cuz I always see the like MGC orgs up north having like a Greek picnic or whatever, and it always looks so fun. So, whoever is in charge of Greek picnics, we should make a Dallas MGC one. So I feel like that would be a way for us to all connect, and that would be some good content for DJ Dintap as well.
Yeah.
You can try to maybe like
I'm
have like
trying to step back, guys. I'm trying to step back, okay? I want to let you guys take over, okay? So that's the thing, like like I'll be behind the scenes, okay, watching you guys. So I don't want
and
work.
and
But
then Celeste, another one of my sisters, said, "What about going behind the scenes with orgs during events? That would be cool if we like mic'd up before an event, like how they do like football players sometimes. Like if we're like a takeover or a
Like a
or
showcase.
yes, or showcase. What's another one that we do? A probate. That would be kind of cool. Like if like a person online had a mic and we could get like all the close up and stuff.
Oh,
So
I could tell you the reasons behind that. So, uh, it's hard because they don't want to show too much what happens behind the scenes.
yeah.
And like a probate and new member presentation, that was the reason for it. A lot of people, I want to do that just to
Mm-hmm.
see how they feel. I honestly see it right now, but they don't want to showcase. I mean, pretty much show what's happening behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like have to get like approvals, um, from the organizations. Like that's, yeah, I wanted to do that to be honest, but I would have to get approval from whoever's in charge of the event.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would be really cool. I've actually tried to do a lot of behind the scenes of videos, like people coming in and just pretty much saying hi and everything else like that. But yeah, and that's the tough part. There's a lot of restrictions, and that's yeah. I will try my best, and hopefully we'll get something like that for you guys. If you guys do your own org, that would be good. You know what I mean?
Celeste, I'll make a vlog, a TikTok vlog of um a probate or something.
Yeah, you guys can do that. Like it's one of those things. If you're in charge of the organization, they'll look like highly of it. The reason, like, when I do like events for a new member presentation, I have to look the best for the organization, and it's very challenging because sometimes it can take a while for them to actually approve it. And for me, like you can tell, like I try to post the videos like the day that it happens, so because people want to see it, and so but I would love that. I've actually thought about doing the behind the scenes, even for you guys. You guys can do a behind the scenes of your Greek life experience. So
And then this one came from Paola. What's y'all's favorite part of Greek life? Strolling, community service, etc. I would say, I don't know, that's kind of hard to pick. I would say my favorite part of Greek life would be the like sisterhood or like familyhood of everything. Because like even though I don't talk to anybody on a daily aside from like my sisters, like whenever I go to events, it always feels so welcoming. Like just giving hugs. I mean, like, hey, like how have you been? All of that stuff. So I feel like that's probably my favorite part.
Well, for me, I think I never liked community service. I would tell you for a fact, I never liked community service at the beginning because I was like, it's just too much work, or like I don't have time. I never like have a schedule for it. But since like I got into my organization and sorority, like I love community service because it's not just me that's doing it. I have other sisters. Like we all have fun, like something memorable that we can like look at like our past time, and then also like helping people out. It's like you can see the changes that you're doing while you working for it for free. Like you gain the experience, you see what you're changing, and you make memories out of it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I would say for me, kind of goes a little bit with like what Savannah was saying. Like I think it's like more like the interactions that like Greek life presents to you. Like say what interactions like with other sisters from different campuses, or even like just like whenever you go to different campuses for different organizations, I mean different organizations for different like events. Just like I feel like it feels really welcoming. So I would say definitely like just like the atmosphere that like people provide in Greek life.
Mhm.
I was thinking someone would say strolling, but I guess not. Why is no one saying strolling? That's come on. I seen you guys stroll, so
I'm bad at strolling, so not me.
Strolling,
you.
strolling
You
is number two. It's like number one and a half.
you guys can be honest about it. Just say strolling. I just like
Strolling is
strolling.
number one and a half.
That was
But
the main reason.
I really do like the networking like aspect of everything. Like it just provides so many like connections. Like one of the so I do avid tutoring during the school year, and one of the teachers that I work well actually two of the teachers that I work under, one of them is a Zeta and the other one is a Delta from TWU, and so it's just kind of cool like getting to talk about that and getting to talk about it with the high schoolers and the middle schoolers, and it's just a lot of fun in Greek life. But we have another question. It says, "What's your favorite Greek life memory?" please. I would say,
I'm gonna see Savannah. You better be popping on the strolling, okay? So this year is your goal, okay? So
bye. No, because okay, well, my mom. Well, okay, so my mom before she joined Greek life because she crossed in an alumni chapter, and so she's followed you for about like a year and a half, and so anytime you post anything, she always sends it to me, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, how come I can barely see you, or how come you're not in this video?" I'm like, "Girl, stop talking to me." But she crossed SGRO for their UTA alumni chapter this past semester. So I told her, I was like, now I got to see you in the videos.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. But anyways, back to favorite Greek life memory after I got off my tangent. I'm trying to think. I have so many.
I was thinking everyone would say when they crossed. Like, isn't that the best Greek life memory, or was that traumatizing?
Yeah. Well, I crossed during COVID, so
Oh, that's tough.
like it was fun and everything, but not very much interaction. But I would say that my favorite Greek life memory would have to be my favorite Greek life memory would have to be our showcase, TW showcase last year, because it was our first time doing showcase. Um, and it was just a lot of fun, like creating it and then performing it and everybody like liking it and enjoying it. It was a lot of fun and very cool.
I was there, right?
I'm not sure.
I think I did. I was there. Right? That was the first one, right? The one in the heated room.
No.
No, that wasn't the first one.
I think that was like the RAs did it for TW, like the TW housing, if I'm right.
Oh, so there was a different one. Okay, never mind.
Our Greek showcase is usually at the beginning of the fall semester. So keep an eye out for that date.
Well, for me, I would say usually when I go with my sisters, we do like little study sesh together. Like we all go in like one group or one area, and then we study too much. Like it'll be like 12 p.m. and then we're like, we're hungry. And they're like, nothing's open. We're like, okay. So we got McDonald's and then we got DoorDash so we can go get something or we make something. And we're like, okay, well, there's Walmart as well. I remember my line sister Grace, she was like, well, we can make pasta. And then we're like, okay. So we went like late and they were about to close too. So we grabbed the pasta and stuff and started making it. I think that's one of my favorite memories that we did.
Oh, that's cute. But I would say one of my favorite memories will have to be after I crossed that semester. We're associated with DAO, so those are our bros, and so our line and our LBs, we did this like little kickback because we obviously we saw each other at each other's probates, but we never really interacted with each other. So we decided to do like a little kickback, and we made what was it? We made a little carne asada, so we grilled some meat and everything. And so I think it was the first time that like basically everyone was there except for like one of my LSs. So it was like 12 of us and like 5 of them. So it was just like our first time of all of us like meeting each other and like just interacting. So it was really fun. We got to play some games and everything. So that definitely was like one of my favorite memories.
That's always fun. It's always the like unplanned moments that are the best.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Dintap, what's your favorite Greek life memory?
Oh, that's a tough one. Anything with food. Favorite Greek life event. Oh my gosh, I don't even know, to be honest. Like, I can't. I'll get back to you on that one. But yeah, I think. Yeah, I can't really choose right now. I'll let you guys do the next question.
There are no more questions. I don't know if we already answered this. When did everybody cross? I crossed in fall 2020.
Mine is fall 2022. I might be saying I'm bad with numbers. I just know it's 2022. So
Fall 2021.
Period.
Fall babies, yeah.
I'm not gonna mention mine.
Nothing to do with it.
Let's not even, no, let's just not do that. You guys can find out, okay? So
We won't judge. It's okay.
I'm old. I'm old. It's like, oh my gosh, she asked the question.
Hey, thanks, little.
All
Asking the
right,
question.
fine. I don't want to say it. Like, uh, I cross. Oh, so I'll answer her question. I crossed at Arizona State University, and it was spring 12. So
That's not that bad. You made
that's
it
pretty
to.
bad. That's like a decade. Like that's a decade.
Oh yeah, you turned 10.
Yeah,
That was
that's pretty old. So, but
yeah.
yeah, it was really fun. Back there. So all my Sun Devils over there in Arizona chapters are pretty cool. So, but Texas is representing. I don't know. It's pretty cool. So
I was gonna say, what's the difference between like is the culture different from Arizona to here?
that's it's funny that someone asked that question too. So, to answer that question, how should I say it? I feel like there's a bigger presence here in Texas. It's kind of vague because of the fact that there are more schools in Texas. Um, but strolling is really big here, to be honest. D9 schools are represented more here too. Um, and I just feel like there's more. If you actually check out like different chapters, TW, UTA, UNT, you can see there's like a lot of different schools. I went to all the way to Austin, Houston, all the different places. Like you can get a really strong vibes of Greek life if you actually visit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so for me, there's still Greek life presence. I just feel like there's not as strong as a
Mm-hmm.
presence as is in Texas, but there could be a lot of reasons behind that.
Mm-hmm.
And I still follow the Arizona chapters, and they're actually evolving to actually have new member presentations, which some orgs haven't done, which is really cool. Kind of upset because like I was there and they didn't do it, so I'm like, oh, great, thanks,
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's just like to grow that presence, we really need to show the organization. And that's pretty much one of my goals was to, of course, check out every org that's here as a co-host and provide that presence. I don't know if you guys saw a difference before you guys crossed, but I feel like there's a bigger presence because of the videos and people actually seeing them. But I don't know. I would have to get you guys' feedback and how you guys feel about that.
I would say that it's getting back to where it was because like whenever I would go to Greek events as a freshman, like before I crossed, um, I feel like they used to be like packed to the max. And then last year, last year, not so much in like 2021, 22. No, 20 and then, no, did I say that right? Yeah, 21 and 22 wasn't that great. But I feel like 22 and 23, like, I feel like it's like popped off a lot, especially with us since like we crossed the biggest line we've crossed. So yeah, it's pretty cool getting to see us grow. And I also want to say that all of our orgs are all Texas founded.
I didn't even think about that. That's actually good. I was like, good point. That's why
Yeah.
you guys are co-hosting. Someone's done their research, but yeah, it's good. Like I honestly want it to be like that because then your organization gets recognized, you get recognized, and then we'll just add to it this year with the podcast on that part. So
Ooh, I have a question for you guys. Okay, so what made you guys join Greek life? I feel like that's like the the question to go.
you start first.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you
Uh,
start first.
oh, for real? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I'll say, so I first got introduced into Greek life because I went to this to this like boat party, and then like I didn't. It was like a Greek life thingy, and then I saw like them strolling. I was like, whoa, like that, like just immediately grabbed my attention, and so since then I was like, okay, like this is like this seems tight, and then a few years like after that I went to a probate, and so I got to see a little bit more different more aspect about Greek life, and so it was nice to go see like the probate, And so then once I eventually made myself into like the go to university, like I knew like that I wanted to be part of the community, part of the Greek life, and then yeah, so that's kind of like my story of summary.
Well, for me, I particularly did not know that much since I got into the process. Like, I knew about like Greek life, but I didn't know like there was fraternities or sororities, because I didn't know nothing about it. Nobody told me. Nobody that I knew about it. Um, I try to do research, but I'm not the best person who does research. Like, it's really bad. Like, I search it up in Google, nothing will pop up at that time when I was looking for it. So I was like, I was like, I asked a bunch of people. At that time, when I was looking at SLA, I asked them like, what is like the best like point of view of Greek life? They said there's a bunch of connections, and I know we have talked about that a lot. And at that time, I was kind of struggling in nursing because I felt really, really sad because I was failing all my classes, or I didn't have. I thought I was the only one who was failing like the like the classes for nursing for prereqs. So they're like, no, we have a sister actually that like she failed, but then she tried it again, and now she's at I think UTA as well, going to the nursing program, and she's doing perfectly fine. Like she's taking classes, she's having so much fun. Like of course she transferred, but like you're not the only one. Like you can ask other people who done those classes and ask for like their advice on what you can do so you don't feel alone or feel like overwhelmed that you're the only person that you're taking the class and you're failing for the first time.
I want to say props to you, homegirl, because I know it's hard. So props to you for that. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Never do anything in the medical field, but for me, I was like anti Greek life. Like my mom was always like, "Oh, you should join a sorority. You should do this." And I was like, "Nah," because like Greeks and stuff would come to my high school because our college and career person was a Zeta, so she had like a lot of connections with Greeks. So yeah, that's that. But I was like, nah, it doesn't seem like something I want to do. And then my freshman year at Greek Showcase, I was like, okay, maybe. And then so I went to recruitment events for a bunch of different orgs, which I highly recommend to like suit or like search and find the place that's right for you. Um, I went to a bunch of different orgs. None of them really felt right. And then whenever I went to recruitment for SDL, like immediately I was like, I felt connected with the girls. Like I felt like I had known them for forever. And yeah, like even because my freshman year, I was the type of person I was like, I'm not gonna go anywhere by myself. Like that is so scary, especially like with people I didn't know. And like I went to a couple of events by myself. So like I feel like that just like showed me like, okay, maybe this is where you need to be. And yeah. So yeah, that's kind of why I joined Greek life, just because it seemed like something cool to do and like a way for me to grow like as an individual and then like with a group. And plus I had no friends up here. So yeah.
So I'll say my part. So I joined Greek life for the reason that I noticed a lot of people who were in Greek life that had a lot of leadership roles in different organizations, and so it was just an eye opener. Just to make it a short story, was just like when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, why is everyone in leadership roles like in Greek life? You know, that was a main component in where I saw that. And then I started looking more into it because none of my family members were in Greek life. And like you said, with Savannah too, I was sort of against Greek life because I felt like it was like a cult, you know, like it was one of those things like you buy your friends and everything else like that. And I understand with fees and everything. Okay, so you sort of buy your friends, but it's good. But well, you start recognizing why there's fees, and that's later on a different topic we can talk about. But I started understanding where everything comes from, especially when you're paying certain fees. But yeah, the main reason was when I saw strong leaders, strong students join Greek life. That's what swayed me to actually look into Greek organization. And that's just pretty much just of it. So, But let me mention too. So this podcast, like we are only trying to do it for like an hour right now. So I'm gonna just time us. We got 10 minutes left, so because that's why I scheduled them for. So anything else that you guys want to talk about, mention before the 10 minutes? Because that's my goal. Is just to set a time for us to do this, and so that you guys can do other stuff. So
I really don't have anything to add. I feel like this is a lot of fun. Like kind of being able to interact with other people and answer questions. Because I love talking. If y'all can't tell.
I see you on Twitter. Don't worry. I see you on Twitter.
I'll tweet stuff, and then I'll see that you liked it, and I'm like, oh my
You
gosh,
need you need a thread too. Okay, we need to talk about that. Okay, get thread. Okay, me and Joanna are on it, and
I
everyone else needs to be on thread. Okay, so we'll talk about the next one. So you guys want to add anything?
For some reason, like all the questions that everybody asked, I feel like I would have already said, but we already talked all about it, all of it.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, you're good. No worries. It's good that we have questions. Like you never know. Like so. But no, this is actually good for you guys. Just to get started. And I'm excited for just to have questions. In starting point, this is actually really good because, like I said, it's something new. That a lot of people are not used to. So hopefully in the next podcast or here and there, we'll post more official ones. This is just an unofficial because we haven't actually met like actually online. So it's good when you schedule something and then it's like, okay, we're free this time. We're free. And like, yes, okay, everyone's free. So because I know we're very busy. So I wanted to get us on, get it going. But do you guys have any questions for me in general, which I can answer hopefully on the podcast, but most likely we'll talk after the podcast?
I don't think I have any questions.
Okay, sounds good.
There's 4 viewers on here. Y'all should leave some topics of what y'all want us to talk about or things that y'all want to know.
In the 8 minutes later. So make sure it's short and concise. But like I said, I'm excited for you guys. Just recognize that this podcast, they'll be taking over. I'm just gonna be watching behind the scenes. Okay, so and I do apologize if the microphone might be a little bit different for each person. I'm actually working towards getting them the exact same microphone for each person, so that we can talk exactly the way it should be talking. But it's summer, it's hot, everyone's in a different location, but most likely I am working towards getting them pretty much what I'm doing now. It's a microphone, headphones, pretty much what a podcast should be, in the way it sounds on that part. So just give it some time. I had to meet up with them, if I have to drive, that far to some people, then I have to drive that far. But hopefully they make it easy for me. But that's another thing. Like we're equipment wise, we're actually gonna make sure they have podcast equipment. And then, like I said, there'll be co-hosting, meaning that they'll host the different segments and interviews. I'll be in the behind the scenes, just helping where I can. But there are times I most likely won't be there too. So I'll be watching or supporting them doing that part. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM them. Most likely they're on my Instagram. I'll probably tag them when I post this video, because a lot of people did want to see the video because they might be working. It's Friday, people might be going out. I know I chose Friday, but that's the time when all 3 of you guys were free. So I can't do much. So. But anything you guys were looking towards doing? What are your goals? Like, since let's see, we have about 6 minutes. What's your goals, like, for yourself with this podcast? Like the main goals, like I want to get 100 views on my video. It's like something really silly. Like, what do you guys want to do? Like there's one when I did my first podcast was just getting 100 downloads on that part, and that was just a main goal for myself. And when I reach it, I was like, okay, I got another one. So what do you guys want for your goal? There must be something that you want. What do you want? Stop
I
it.
I would say like my main goal is to just like have fun. I do a lot of things just because I'm like, oh, that seems like it would be fun. And so that's kind of like why I said like I joined the podcast. And to just get more experience with like another type of content creation.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah.
Okay.
You want to go,
Uh,
Joanne?
no, yeah, I would agree with Savannah that just trying something new that I haven't tried before and getting myself out there. For me personally, like I've said before, I'm really bad at public. Oh, I don't know if I said it. I'm really bad at public speaking, so it's just getting out of my comfort zone at that point.
Nice.
I would say for me, the goal is more like to like learn more about like other orgs, just, or like just in general like other people. I feel like we all have something that we can learn from each other, and hopefully bring that back to our own like sororities and be like, oh, like this is a good idea, or like, hey, there's different topics that we would talk about too. I think it's just a way for all of us to like learn different things. I feel like the numbers wise, like I feel like that will come like later, as we develop more like hopefully people will be like as we go along we'll have get more people like interested into the podcast. But I think just like the whole aspect of it, like actually like learning about other orgs, um or like and like to sharing these different topics is like definitely a good goal, at least for me.
Sounds good. Let's see. Well, we have about what 3 minutes left on my time. What basically we could just end it here because I do need to talk to you guys afterwards, and so because I know I only scheduled for a certain point in time, but thank you so much everyone for the comments. It's really awesome to see the first podcast video. So yay, we actually got all of us together. This is really cool. So but other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll end it here. Okay, so everyone say bye.
Bye.
Peace out.